Welcome to Balancing Act. I'm Samantha. We're going to go through a 30-minute flow to really work our hips today. So let's get started. Come to the front of your mat and let's press our big toes together and our heels just slightly apart as usual, pressing our feet into the mat. I like to bounce up and down on my toes a little bit and just get myself situated. Get your spine totally aligned and stacked. Tuck your tailbone. Your shoulders are back and down. Hands come to heart center, namaste. Elongate the back of your neck and squeeze your thighs together, lifting up your kneecaps. And take a nice deep breath all the way down into your belly. Feel your diaphragm pressing down. Your belly comes out and in. Inhale the hands up nice and high, shoulders drop, hands reach. Separate the fingers really wide. Drop those shoulders down and open up the fingers. Try to separate and stretch out the webbing in between your fingers. Face them forward. Face them towards each other. Open them up nice and wide. Inhale really deep, and on the exhale, twist, open the body towards the right. Reach the right hand to the back of the wall, to the back of the room, and open up the chest. Sweep the right hand all the way down and back up to the sky. Inhale, and on the exhale, open up the body to the left. Left arm reaches to the back of the room. Hands are out to a big T, the biggest wingspan you can get as you're twisting your spine. And the left arm comes up, reaches high, and opens up. Swan dive down, really nice and gentle. Separate the feet hip distance apart and just rock side to side here. Let the head, neck, and shoulders just fall. Let gravity pull everything down. And just rock side to side here, bending your right knee, bending your left knee, and shifting the weight from side to side. Nice. Let your hamstrings stretch out here for just a couple more breaths. Move your forearms to the back of your head if you want a little additional stretch through the cervical spine. If that feels good, take it. And then drop the hands to the floor and walk your feet back into your down dog. Nice. Check your alignment here in your down dog. Your feet are parallel, hip distance apart. Your hands are also about shoulders width apart. The tailbone is moving towards the back of the wall, and you're not arching your back. It's not a big back arch like this. You're tucking your tail, squeezing your belly button up towards your ribs, and just moving the tailbone towards the back wall. Awesome. Drop down to your knees. Give me some cat cows. Arch and round. And arch and round. One more big arch and round. Take the right arm and reach it up as high as you can. Open up the chest. And then thread that arm underneath the left, threading the needle. Try to get that right shoulder blade on the mat. And your gaze can be up at the sky or to the right. And the left arm comes up if that feels good to you. Take another breath. And if you want, turn the left hand and push the air away behind you, grabbing the flesh on your right thigh, and twist. Deep breaths here. Come back to your Ujjayi breath. And then let it go. Press yourself up with your left arm and find your next cat cow. Arch and round. Arch and round. Take the left arm and raise it to the sky. Open up the chest. And then thread that left arm right underneath the right. And your left shoulder comes to the mat. Twisting that spine. Right arm to the sky. Open up the chest. Keep moving that tailbone back towards the back wall. And if you want to, you can turn your hand away, push the air down, and grab the flesh on your, my gosh, what thigh is that? That's my right thigh. It's so twisted, I can't tell my left from right at this point. And breathe. And untwist it. Press yourself up with your right hand and come back to one more cat-cow. Nice. Press back, down dog. Take your right foot and put it right on the outside of your right hand here. I just want you to let the hip kind of fall open into a nice big lizard and just rock back and forth on the big toe of the back foot here, just starting to open up the hip. Just rock it back and forth. And then put the foot back where it came from. Down dog, push back. Left foot comes to the outside of the left hand and just let it roll to the outside. Let it roll to the outside edge of your left foot and just rock back and forth here again. Just starting to open up this hip. Nice. And the left foot comes back. Walk it forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, and roll up one vertebrae at a time. As you're rolling up, pull the shoulders down so you really are just one vertebrae at a time, all the way to standing. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, lift. Right leg comes back. Drop the knee, untuck the toes, and lift to crescent and drop it down. Left foot comes back. Slowly lower, knees, chest, and chin. Slither forward into your baby cobra and push back. Nice. Right leg comes forward. Drop the knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, arms come down. Pull those right toes back as you bend the left knee and spring forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. You can round all the way up to standing again, or you can come up with a flat back if you like. Arms come up and hands touch. Dive down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Left leg comes back. Drop the knee, untuck the toes. Inhale all the way up and all the way down. Right leg comes back. You can do knees, chest, and chin again, or you can do your plank to chaturanga. If you're doing plank to chaturanga, slowly lower, elbows in, tight to the rib cage, and pull forward into your up dog. Press the hips down in your up dog and pull back. Left foot comes between the hands. Drop the knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, exhale down. Flex the front leg as you bend the back. And spring forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise up. And drop down. Inhale, lift. Right leg comes back. Keep a nice high lunge here. Come all the way up. Open up, warrior two. Tip back, peaceful warrior. And cartwheel it all the way down. Left leg comes back. Slowly lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right leg comes between the hands. Keep that left knee up and rise up to a nice high lunge. Open up, warrior two. Tip back, peaceful, and cartwheel it all the way down. Landing in this lunge, pull back the front toes, bend the back, and spring forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Rise up to standing. Hands touch and dive down. Inhale, lift. Left leg comes back. High lunge. Reach up, drop the shoulders, reach the hands. One breath, exhale. Tip back, peaceful. And dive down. Right leg comes back. Slowly lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg comes between the hands. High lunge. Open up, warrior two. Tip back, peaceful. And all the way down. Left toes come towards your forehead as you bend the back and spring forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hold here for just a second. Stay in your forward fold. I'm just making sure that we're still recording because my screen went off and I couldn't tell. I got nervous. Okay, so interlace. Picking up where we left off and our feet are together and all the way up to standing. Hands come down to heart center, namaste. Awesome, let's keep it moving. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Both feet come back. Plank, chaturanga. Up dog. And down dog. Okay, let's raise our right foot. Three-legged dog with the right hip nice and dropped. And we're not opening up the hip yet. We're just raising up this leg and feeling this nice stretch down the back of the left. Awesome. Now drag that right knee towards your nose and push back. Right knee towards your nose and push back. Right knee to your nose and push back. And now plant it. Very good. So plant the left hand and the right hand and let that right knee fall open again. Come onto the outside edge of that right foot. And like we did in the opening, rocking back and forth on the ball of the left foot. Awesome. Now plant that foot and raise the right arm. Take a big twist. Sink down into this lunge twist. Enjoy it. It's the greatest stretch in the world. Now I want you to take your right foot here and pull it back so it's kind of like near your left hip in terms of the placement of your foot on the mat. And then open up into your boomerang. So you're sitting down into this left hip, opening up the right one, and opening up the chest into a big stretch. Really kind of push out of that left shoulder. I don't want your shoulder coming up to your ear. Awesome. Now from here, if you can, I want you to take your right foot and place it on top of your left. So coming right into a nice high lunge. Reach up, just one breath, inhale. And on the exhale, the right leg comes back nice and slow all the way into your lunge. Great. And then pull that right leg back. Slowly lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg raises. And just feel that stretch down the back of your right. Flex the left foot as you raise it. And then bend it and drag it towards your nose. Push back, three-legged dog. Drag it to your nose. Three-legged dog. Drag it to your nose. Three-legged dog. And plant it between your hands. Beautiful. Let that left foot fall open onto the side edge of that left foot and rock back and forth on the ball of your right foot. We've got our hip flexor opening on the right side and our outside hip opening on the left side. Beautiful. Plant the left foot and take a twist. Open up the chest. Right heel is moving toward the back wall. Left knee is moving toward the front wall. Left hand is going towards the ceiling and the right hand is pushing strongly into the mat. Everything's got its own direction that it's moving in. Now take the left foot, drag it back about 6 to 8 inches, and open up the body towards the side wall. Sink down into your boomerang. Deep breath here. Squeeze your glutes. Engage your core. Pull your right shoulder away from your ear. Now strengthen your right arm here and take your left foot and place it on top of your right into your side plank. Awesome. Reach one breath. Inhale and exhale. And now the left foot comes nice and slowly all the way to the front of your mat. You can use your hands on the mat if you need to, obviously. And then the left foot comes back. Slowly lower. Up dog. Open up the chest. And down dog. Nice. Let's add on to that, shall we? Right leg raises. This time, open up the hip. Give me some big circles here. Nice big hip mobility to the right and then to the left. Working out that joint. Now bend the right knee and drag it nice and slowly. See if you can touch it right to your right elbow and press back. Knee to right elbow, press back. One more, knee to right elbow, press back. And your foot comes between your hands. Move your right hand to the inside and open up the hip by letting the right foot roll over to the outside edge. Rock back and forth on the ball of your left foot. Pull the right hip towards you, towards the center of the mat more, and open up into your boomerang pose. Squeeze your glutes, open your chest, lift your hips. I say lift your hips, meaning lift the body more. This right hip, I want you to sink into it a little bit in the boomerang. You're actually sinking into the hips. I didn't mean to say lift them up. And your right foot comes on top of your left into your side plank. Inhale, and on the exhale, this foot comes nice and slow back where it started in your lunge. Awesome. We're going to come up to a high lunge here. Straight up, arms reach toward the sky. And then we're going to open into our warrior two. First, we're going to adjust our tights. And we're going to sink down. Nice. Now in your warrior two, focus on your hips here. We do warrior two so much, we don't maybe think of it as like a massive hip thing, but it is. We're sinking down into this hip. We're opening up the right, stretching through the hip flexors on the left. So focus your mind a little bit on these hips, on opening them up as wide as you can, and reach in opposite directions with the hands. Tip back, peaceful warrior. And then cartwheel it all the way down. As you come down, I want you to shimmy your right foot all the way to the left side of the mat and sit down into your pigeon. So as you sit down into your pigeon, you're sitting onto your right hip. Left hip flexor is opening up. And I don't want you to roll over to the side here. You're not sitting down on this hip. You're staying right on top of it. So your right knee may not touch the ground, right? You may be kind of having to elevate a little bit in this pose. But I want you to focus on bringing this left hip down toward the mat. All right, on the inhale and exhale, push back into your three-legged dog one more time and open up more circles just to reverse that. Nice, drop that left leg and press back down dog. Sorry, I meant drop that right leg. Drop. Now we're inhaling on the left leg is coming up. And we're making some big circles here. Big circles to the left and big circles to the right. Now bend that elevated knee and drag it all the way to your left elbow. Press back. Knee to elbow. Press back. These are just bonus core moves here for you. Core and upper body. And the left leg plants between the hands. Bring the left hand inside the left foot and let that foot roll to the outside edge. Rock back and forth on the ball of your right foot. Nice. Right foot slides back into your boomerang. Sink into this right hip as you open up the left knee and left arm reaches toward the sky. Deep breaths here. Left foot places on top of your right and reach big into the side plank. And on the exhale, the left leg comes all the way between the hands. Beautiful. And plants. Reach nice and high into your high lunge and open up into your warrior two. Drop down 1 inch lower. Think about magnetizing your feet together in this pose. So they're dragging together across the mat, even though they're not even moving. There's a certain kind of drag that you feel toward from one foot to the other. And drop the shoulders. Think about opening up these hips just a millimeter more and dropping into the pose just a half a centimeter. Tip back, peaceful. And cartwheel it all the way down. On the way down, shimmy that back foot so that you're nice in your front lunge. And then walk the left foot across the mat and drop the left knee into your pigeon pose. Pigeon is never easy, it's never fun, but it's very rewarding. So more than anything, just deep breaths into this pose, lots of oxygen into your big hip joint. Wherever your body is saying no, you're just breathing into that spot and making sure that you don't feel any pain. You should feel discomfort in this pose. I always do, but pain is different and we don't want pain. So breathe in and out of this pose. We're not bouncing in and out of it, but we are breathing and moving through it. Shoulders are pulling away from the ears. If you want to come down onto your elbows, or if you want to prop yourself up on a blanket or some blocks, pigeon pose is a great place to use a blanket or some blocks. All right, press up on your hands, and we're going to push this leg back into our three-legged dog one more time. And drop it down. Down dog. Awesome. Crouch like a tiger and spring forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive all the way up to standing. And swan dive down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Both feet come back into your plank pose. Slowly lower. If you want an extra push up, then take it now. Push back up. Slowly lower. Push back up. And down dog. Oh, I skipped the up dog there. You can always take your up dog. Right leg goes to the sky. Drop the right foot. Open up the hip here. And then take this knee and bring it all the way over to your left elbow. Push back, three-legged dog. Knee to left elbow. Three-legged dog. Last one. Three-legged dog. Awesome. Bring it all the way through. Take that lunge and then move your hands inside your foot and to the outside edge. Let it roll open to the outside edge of your foot. Rock back and forth. Move the foot to the center of the mat and open up into your boomerang. Reach, reach, reach. Right foot comes on top of your left into your side plank. The biggest side plank you can make. Lift your hips up to the sky. Now we're going to take our right foot, instead of bringing it to the front of our mat, we're going to plant it outside the mat and push the hips up into our rock star. So take a breath here. Pushing those hip flexors open, squeezing the glutes. Now we're going to take this right foot and slowly, if you need to plant your right hand to do this, it's totally fine. But slowly, with control, plant the foot. Awesome. Come all the way up into your high lunge. Open up warrior two. Tip back peaceful. And come all the way down. Nice. One more time, we're going to hit our pigeon on the right side. So sit down into your pigeon. Should be a little more comfortable, a little more open this time. Good. Just 2 more breaths. And pull that leg all the way through for a reverse stretch. Nice. Drop it down. Land in your down dog. And the left leg raises. Bend the knee and just let the hip open. Make some little mobility circles here with the bent knee and the hip dropped. And then take that knee and bring it all the way through so it kisses your right elbow. 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Press back and plant it between your hands. Land in that lunge. Bring the left hand inside and let the foot roll open. Outside edge. Open up the chest here. Drag that left foot back to the center of the mat into your boomerang. Not quite center, maybe it's 1/3 back, I'm not sure. Wherever it is for you. And then reach. Squeeze your glutes here as you let your hips fall towards the mat. Left leg stacks on top of your right. Big side plank. Lots of oblique here. And then your left leg is going to plant outside as you push up into your rock star. I always think of Lenny Kravitz in this pose. This reminds me of him. I don't know why, I just picture Lenny Kravitz doing this with the wind blowing and just dreadlocks with his electric guitar. And left leg, nice and slow, comes all the way forward and plants. Awesome. Come up into your high lunge. Sink down in those hips. Open up. Warrior two. Tip back, peaceful. And cartwheel it all the way down. As you land here, find your lunge. And then walk your left foot across your mat. And sink down onto your pigeon. Awesome. If you are ready this time on the left side to come onto your elbows, or you want to come a little bit deeper, be my guest. Just remember, discomfort is okay. That's what we came here for. We didn't come here to be comfortable, but we didn't come here to put ourselves in any kind of pain. And just roll around a little bit gently on this left hip. All right, tuck the back toes. Bring that leg back. Open up the left leg for a reverse counter stretch. And drop the foot. Nicely done. Crouch like a tiger and hop all the way through to seated. Let's come into a boat pose. Just hit that core one last time. Few breaths here. If this is too much, then tabletop the legs. Maybe try the boat with the extended legs for just a breath and then bring it back down. And then drop the legs. Legs are outstretched in front of you. Inhale the arms up high, shoulders drop, hands reach. Make sure that all the flesh of your tush is out of the way so that you can just reach as far as you can into your forward fold. Keep the integrity of the pose by having a long spine, not a curved spine. We're moving our forehead to our shins or towards our toes, not our head, not our forehead to our knees. Excuse me, chest. We want to lead with our chest to our feet rather than our forehead to our knees. Few breaths here in your forward fold. Walk it back up. Take the left leg, bring it in. Put the bottom of your right foot, your left foot, into the crook of your right arm, and then just hug it in for yourself. Give your lower leg a big hug, and you can rock it back and forth a little bit. This is very similar to the position of pigeon, but we're just doing it from a seated position and rocking it back and forth. And switch. So we did a ton of hip mobility today, which is great. If your hips are a little sore and a little worked tomorrow, then that's a good thing. So just hug this other leg in. Extend that leg and roll all the way back and down. Bring in that left leg. Bring in the right leg. Plant them both and just let the knees fall from side to side. Windshield wiper them out. And extend the legs out in front of you. Let everything go. Let the backs of your hands hit the floor with your knuckles touching. Let them curl naturally. Take the tongue off the roof of your mouth and let your jaw relax. Enjoy your Shavasana and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out. See you next time at Balancing Act.